In 1960, the Chicago Cubs had a backup catcher, little known, by the name of Alvin Tappy. He was also a coach, and during the '60 season, he wrote a instruction manual for all the coaches in the Cubs organization, and apparently had some sway with Wrigley. At the end of the year, Wrigley wanted to get rid of his manager, Lou Boudreau, but Tappy did not like the idea of hiring new managers and then they rehire their own coaches, or they bring in their own coaches. So he went to Wrigley with the idea of hiring 4 minor league coaches from the Cubs organization and taking 4 off the major league level, and that way maintaining consistency within the program. Why they'd want to maintain consistency escapes me. They have been failing for 15 years. But all that talk with Tappy led Wrigley to come to the idea of not hiring a new coach to be the manager, but rather a college of coaching. He would hire the 4 guys from the minor leagues, 4 from the major leagues, and they would rotate being in charge of the ball club for a couple of weeks at a time. What could go wrong? The coaches for this first stab at the College of Coaches were Charlie Grimm, Goldie Holt, Bobby Adams, Harry Kraft, Verlin Walker, Ripper Collins, and Vetty. I'm not sure how to pronounce this, but I think it was Emsel, and also Alvin Tappy. Needless to say, it did not go well. In 1961, the Cubs finished 64-90 in 7th place, where they were in 1960. And in 1962, they finished 59-103, I think in last place. It was a chaotic arrangement. Some of the coaches were at odds with the other coaches. They didn't agree on how the Cubs should approach baseball. And then also second problem was when one of the coaches was in charge, the other 7 were little inclined to help the head coach because they wanted to be the head coach. To sum it up, third baseman Ron Santos said, one day you were expected to be a stolen base team, and that would go on for a couple of weeks. And then the next, you would be a home run team, and you're supposed to be trying to hit home runs. In my view, the only good thing that came out of the College of Coaches was in 1962, the Chicago Cubs hired Buck O'Neil, the first black coach in the major leagues. I believe everything rises and falls on leadership. For the Cubs, everything rose and fell about every 2 weeks. This is Apba Brian welcoming you to Game 1 of the National League King of the Hill tournament. It's a one-and-done tournament. This game will feature the Philadelphia Phillies on the left side visiting the Chicago Cubs in Wrigley Field on the right side. Here's your starting lineups for today's game. Tony Taylor will lead off and play second base, Gonzalez in center field, Herrera at first base, Callison right field, Dalrymple the catcher, Walters left fielder, Amaro at shortstop, Lee Walls at third base, and Robin Roberts on the mound. For the Cubs, they will lead off with Richie Ashburn in center field, Kendall at second base, Banks at shortstop, Frank Thomas at first base, Altman in left field, Santo at third, Will in right field, Sammy Taylor the catcher, and Glenn Hobby on the mound. We've been playing basic Apba. I'm going to attempt to do the advanced Apba today. If I make a mistake, please say so in the comments, and it will be duly noted. Glenn Hobby is on the mound, and he's ready to go. Tony Taylor steps in the box. Let's play ball. 6-5 is a ground ball shortstop X. The shortstop is Ernie Banks as a 2. 4-2 is going to be a out. Tony Taylor is the first out of the game, and we go to Tony Gonzalez. 3-8 is a swing and a miss for a strike 3. That's 2 outs. Pancho Herrera. 4-10 is a fly ball to center field, caught by Richie Ashburn. The Phillies are retired. 3 up and 3 down in the first. We go to the bottom of the first, no score. Richie Ashburn will lead off for the Cubs. Robin Roberts winds and pitches. 2-12 is a fly ball to center field. 1 away. Jerry Kendall. 3-8 is going to be a fly ball to right field. 2 down. And now, Ernie Banks, 1958, 1959 National League MVP. Here's the pitch to Ernie Banks. 6-6 is a 1-2 triple or 320 single. That's a base hit for Banks. He'll be at first with 2 outs. Phillies will not hold the runner. First baseman Frank Thomas comes to bat, formerly of the Pittsburgh Pirates. 6-6 is a single for Frank Thomas. 2 stars. Banks goes to third. Cubs have runners on the corners. George Altman not holding the runner. 5-8 is a ground ball first base. That'll end the first inning. Cubs don't score. They're not a threat. We go to the top of the second. 0-0. Cubs pitcher Glenn Hobby had 16 wins in 1959 and repeated that feat in 1960 with 16 more wins. Johnny Callison steps in the box from the left side. Here's the pitch. 3-4 is a strikeout. 1 down. Catcher Clay Dalrymple. 6-9 is a left side, a pop out to the shortstop. 2 outs. Ken Walters. 5-8 is a 1-5 triple, 6-20 single. That's going to be a triple for Ken Walters. He'll be at third with 2 outs. Ruben Amaro, the batter. 3-9 is a strikeout. Go to the bottom of the second, no score. Robin Roberts, the longtime ace of the Philadelphia pitching staff. But by the 1950s, in the middle of the decade, his heavy workload caught up with him and his ERA went up quite a bit. He pitched in the early 50s over 300 innings a number of times. Here's the pitch. 5-6 is going to be a ground ball to third base. Play made by Lee Walls. 5-3. Santos retired. And here is Bob Will from the left side. 6-6 is a 1-3 triple. It's a double by Bob Will. He'll be at second with 1 out. Sammy Taylor, the catcher. 8th place hitter. We're going to pitch to him. Here is the pitch. 5-6 is a fly ball to center field. Caught by Gonzalez, and there's 2 outs. Brings up the pitcher. Hitting card 2. Glenn Hobby. 4-12 is, let's see, I'm going to guess that Glenn Hobby was a right-handed batter, but I don't see anywhere he's three right-handed on his card, but 412 is a strikeout. Here we go to the top of the third, no score. Lee Wallace leads off for Philadelphia. 5-6 is a ground ball at third base, fielded by Ron Santo to throw to first, one away. Here is Robin Roberts. 4-5. Ground ball shortstop. I'm going to guess Roberts is a right-handed batter also. I don't know. Tony Taylor. 2 down, nobody on base. Here's the pitch. 110 is a base hit for Tony Taylor. The Cubs will hold the base runner, and that brings up Tony Gonzalez. 410 is a ground ball to second, 4-3. Go to the bottom of the third, no score. Robin Roberts will get the top of the Cubs order. Richie Ashburn leading off. I know he's toward the end of his career. I'm not sure why he's given 3, because career-wise he averaged 3 putouts per game in center field, and nobody else in Major League history was close to that. Even outdoing Willie Mays and Duke Snider and Mickey Mantle. He was a great defensive center fielder. Here's the pitch to Richie Ashburn. 3-7 is a walk. And that's something else that Ashburn could do. He led the National League in walks 4 times, and on base percentage 4 times. Hit over 300 9 times. The Phillies will hold the runner. Jerry Kendall's the batter. Switch hitter, so he'd be batting from the left side. Facing a right-handed pitcher, though. 2-8 is going to be a ground ball double play, 3-6-3. So that takes I had the wrong guy on base. That should have been a Cub runner. But now no one's on base for Ernie Banks. 3-5 is going to be a drive. It could be, and Ernie Banks takes Robin Roberts over the wall for the first run of the game. He is 2 for 2, and the Cubs lead 1-0. Banks hit 41 homers in 1960. Frank Thomas, another power hitter, steps in. 3-4 is a ground ball to third base, 5-3. But Chicago gets on the board. They lead as we go to the fourth, 1-0. Pancho Herrera will lead off the fourth inning for Philadelphia. He's one of 2 players who are former Kansas City Monarchs. We just saw Ernie Banks go deep. He was a former Kansas City Monarch. Here's the pitch. 5-7 is a strikeout. 1 away. Johnny Callison. 4-11 is a left-handed batter, so base hit for Johnny Callison. They'll not be holding the runner. Clay Dalrymple's the batter. Four 3 is the roll, that left side. Ground ball third base X, that's Santo is a 3. And 5-3 is ground ball C. Callison goes to second, and there are 2 outs. Ken Walters tripled his first time up, but was stranded. 1-7 is a ground ball shortstop, 6-3. We go to the bottom of the fourth, 1-0 Chicago. George Altman steps in the box for the Chicago Cubs. 2-8 is a base hit to center field. See stealing, not going to hold the runner. Here is Ron Santo. 1-3 is on right-handed pitcher. That's a ground ball, first base. 3 unassisted. Altman goes to second. 1 down. Bob Will. Left-handed batter. 5-7 is a ground ball, second base. X. Second baseman is Tony Taylor's a 3. 9-3. Check his air number. Here's the roll. It's air on the second baseman. So first and third. The 8th place hitter, Sammy Taylor, comes to bat. There's 1 out. They're going to play the infield back, the Phillies are, and pitch to Sammy Taylor. Here's the pitch. 2-11 is a single to left. That will score Altman. Will have the option to go to third. He is 1-13. Walters has a -4 arm, so he's going to hold at second. And now the Cubs lead 2-0. And the pitcher, Glenn Hobby, comes to bat. Hobby's a deep bunter. He's going to try to bunt, though. 8 is a batter safe. Leading runners thrown out by the first baseman. So Will is out 3-5. Taylor goes to second, and Hobby's on at first with the fielder's choice. And now there's 2 outs. Top of the order, Richie Ashburn. 4-10 is a catcher's card X. That's a 4. Let's see, 3 is a pass ball followed by a foul out. That's the end of the bottom of the 4th inning. Cubs score 1 more run, and it's now Chicago 2, Philadelphia nothing as we go to the 5th. Ruben Amaro will lead off the 5th inning for the Philadelphia Phillies. Quite the baseball family. His dad was Santos Amaro. He played in the Mexican League. And then, of course, his Ruben Amaro Jr. played in the major leagues and then became the Philadelphia Phillies general manager, then left that job to coach first base for the Mets. Here is Ruben Amaro. 5-3 is against a right-handed pitcher or right-handed batter. Ground ball, first base, X. That's Thomas is a 4. So 11-4, that's going to see what his air rating is. He is an E13. So 3-6. That's a 2-base error on Frank Thomas. Amaro's at second, and there's no outs. Lee Walls comes to bat. Six is a pop-up to the shortstop. Ernie Banks is under it, makes the catch, 1 down. Robin Roberts. 3-7 is a ground ball to second base. Ground ball A, so no runners are forced. They can't advance, so it's runner stays there. Here is Tony Taylor. 1 for 2. Wind up the pitch from Glenn Hobby 2-5 is going to be a swing and a miss for strike 3. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still 2-0 Cubs. Oh, wait a minute. We go through the... Yeah, that's correct. I think the shining moment of Robin Roberts' career was pitching the last game of the 1950 season against Don Newcomb and the Brooklyn Dodgers, a game they had to win for the Whiz Kids to win the pennant. And Roberts pitched through 10 innings to win that game. Here's the pitch to Jerry Kendall stepping in for the Cubs. 2-11 is a ground ball to first base. 3-1, 1 out. Ernie Banks, who got the scoring started for the Cubs with a home run back in the 3rd. 3-9 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. And Banks is 2 for 3. Frank Thomas. 6-10 is a ground ball shortstop, 6-3. We go to the top of the 6th. Cubs 2 and the Phillies nothing. Tony Gonzalez leads off for Philadelphia. He is 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. 1-12 is a line drive to second base, caught by Jerry Kendall. 1 out. Pancho Herrera. Pancho Herrera could hit, but leading the league in errors and strikeouts was a problem, and he only had a 3-year major league career. 1-12 is a hit by pitch ball, and so he'll be a base runner. They're not going to hold the runner. Johnny Callison. 1-10 is a ground ball to the pitcher, B. It's going to be a fielder's choice. Herrera out 1-6, and now Johnny Callison is the base runner at first. Catcher Clay Dalrymple steps in. 4-3 is a ground ball third base. X Santos a 3. 3-3 I think is going to be an out. 5-3. We go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Chicago Cubs 2, the Philadelphia Phillies nothing. George Altman leads off for Chicago. 6-7 on the left side is a swing and a miss for strike 3. 1 out. Ron Santo. 5-6 is a ground ball to third base. 5-3. 2 down. And Bob Will. 2-9 is a ground ball to the pitcher. So 3 up and 3 down. Roberts has retired the last 7 batters in a row. We go to the top of the 7th, Chicago 2, Phillies nothing. Ken Walters, who has tripled and grounded out the short, will lead off for Philadelphia. 5-6 is a ground ball to third. 1 out. Ruben Amaro. 3-8 is a ground ball to third base. Sure-handed Ron Santo at third. He was the National League's Brooks Robinson. 5 Gold Gloves in the 1960s. Lee Walls. 3-3 is a ground ball to first base. 3-1, and then we go to the bottom of the 7th. Phillies have yet to score. It's 2-0 Cubs. Catcher Sammy Taylor leads off for Chicago. 6-6 on the left side is a 1-3 triple. That's a triple for the catcher, Sammy Taylor. He's 2 for 3. He'll be at third with no outs. Glenn Hobby is the batter. Phillies will play the infield in. Here's the pitch from Robin Roberts to the pitcher. 1-7 is a strikeout. Top of the order to Richie Ashburn. Infield is still in. 5-6 on the left side is a fly ball sacrifice fly to center field. Taylor will tag up and make it 3-0 Chicago. Here is Jerry Kendall. 5-10 is he's batting from the left side, so that's going to be a ground ball shortstop X. Amaro's a 2. 11-2. He has a E20 rate. I'm not sure if we're supposed to re-roll the dice, but I normally do. And that's going to be a play that Amaro makes, 6-3. We go to the top of the 8th. Chicago 3, Philadelphia nothing. The Phillies will start their 8th inning with a pinch hitter. He'll be batting for Robin Roberts, who went 7 innings, gave up 2 earned runs, 7 hits, 2 strikeouts, and only 1 walk. Roberts had pinpoint control. Tony Curry is the batter. Glenn Hobby is still on for the Cubs. 6-11 is the roll. Left-handed batter, that's going to be a fly ball right field X. Right fielder is Bob Will. He is a 4-E3. That's probably not going to be good. 6 is a double for Tony Curry. Turk Farrell, the Phillies, is warming in the bullpen. He'll come on and pitch the bottom of the 8th. Top of the order, Tony Taylor, 1 for 3. Here is Taylor's at bat. 5-2 is a normal power home run, 1-17. It might be. It's not a home run. It's going to be a caught in left field at the wall by George Altman. 1 down. Tony Gonzalez. 4-7 on the left side. That's going to be a base on balls. Hobby's still throwing a shutout, but he is wobbling a little bit here in the 8th. Pancho Herrera. 6-7 on the right side. That's going to be a ground ball second base X. Jerry Kendall's a 2. 22. That is a 4-6-3 double play. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Phillies mount a threat, but don't score. Cubs 3, Phillies 0. Turk Farrell comes on the pitch, the bottom of the 8th. Ernie Banks steps in for Chicago. 2-4 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. 1 down. Frank Thomas. 1-7 is a fly out to center field. 2 outs. And now George Altman. 5-8 is on the left side. That's going to be a ground ball second base X. Taylor's a 3. 8-3 is a, I have to check his E27. That's a 1 base error on Tony Taylor. Two outs. C. Steelers at first. They're not going to hold the runner. Ron Santo. 6-6. That is 111 single. And that is a line out to the shortstop. 3 outs. Okay, we go to the 9th. Glenn Hobby's working on throwing a complete game shutout. He has a 3-0 lead. He'll be looking at Johnny Callison, Clay Darapple, and Ken Walters. This is the first advanced Strat-o-Matic game I've played in decades, so it just dawned on me here in the 9th inning that I forgot to roll the 20-sided dice with runners on to check for wild pitches and balks. We'll do that next game. Here is Johnny Callison. 1-3 is a ground ball to second base. 4-3, one down. Just 2 outs away from a shutout. Clay Durable. 2-2 is going to be a fly ball right field. That is caught by Bob Will, and there's 2 outs. Now Ken Walters, the Phillies' last hope. Their best chance came in the 8th inning, but they did not score. Here's the pitch. 2-7 is a fly ball to the left field for the 3rd out. Final score, Chicago 3, Philadelphia nothing. We'll be back with a wrap-up. Here in the first game of the King of the Hill tournament, the Philadelphia Phillies scored no runs on 4 hits. They committed 2 errors. The Chicago Cubs scored 3 runs on 7 hits, and they committed 1 error. The winning pitcher was Glenn Hobby, who went the distance and threw a shutout, gave up 4 hits, struck out 4, and walked 1. The loser was Robin Roberts, gave up 2 earned runs in 7 innings, 7 hits, 2 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Ernie Banks homered in the 3rd inning, and but the star of the game was Glenn Hobby. So in 1960, for the real Cubs, Glenn Hobby pitched a 1-hit shutout, giving up only a single to Stan Musial against the St. Louis Cardinals on April 21st. And he also shut out the Cincinnati Reds on 3 hits on May 13th. Glenn Hobby led the Cubs in wins in 59 and 60, 16 apiece. When he retired from baseball, he became a supervisor of a roller derby association. Kind of interesting. For the time being, the Chicago Cubs are the king of the hill in the National League in 1960. Their next game will take them to Crosley Field to play the Cincinnati Reds. Join us again tomorrow for Game 2 of the 1960 King of the Hill tournament. Thank you for watching today. If you have not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, smash the like button, and thanks for watching. God bless.